Hello, my divine souls. Welcome to Spiritual Bloom, where we bloom within our consciousness, with your spiritual guide and twin flame coach, Neha. In today's episode, we will be discussing about the karmic cycle. Why does the same lessons keep repeating in your life? So, have you ever wondered why the same kind of people keep entering your life? Why certain patterns repeat no matter how much you try to escape them? Why some people seem trapped in endless suffering while others suddenly awaken and transform? What if your life isn't random? What if every experience, every heartbreak, betrayal, success, and struggle is a part of a karmic cycle designed to evolve your soul? So, the karmic cycle has a deeper truth hidden in spiritual traditions, psychology, energy, and human consciousness. Most people they think, karma means punishment. Do something bad happens to you. Do something good comes back. But real karma is far more profound than reward and punishment. The word karma itself comes from the Sanskrit word meaning action. So every thought, every intention, every emotional reaction, every decision creates energy. And that energy leaves an imprint on your consciousness. Karma is not a cosmic judge, okay? Karma is not a cosmic judge, but it is a mirror. How? Because it reflects back the energy, beliefs, and unresolved lessons within you. Think of karma like gravity for the soul. Whether you believe in it or not, you still experience its effects. The karmic cycle begins when unresolved emotions, fears, attachments, or patterns continue repeating across different phases of life. And according to many spiritual traditions, even across lifetimes. That's why we say you have been bringing your karmic cycles from your past life. Why do we say that? Because it carries on even across lifetimes. And to break that cycle, what is necessary? Awareness. When you come into awareness, you break the karmic cycle. So now let's understand that why people repeat the same patterns again and again, are stuck in the same situation, same work dynamic, same relationships. Why? Have you noticed how some people date the same person over and over again, just wearing a different face? Meaning, same personality, same toxic behavior, just the person is different. He looks different, she looks different, their names are different, but the personality or the toxic traumatic behavior is the same. Same pain. That's because karma is in motion. Meaning, karmic cycles they repeat because the lesson hasn't been fully understood. Means what you are supposed to learn from your previous relationship, you did not learn that. And because you did not learn that, you carried forward the same pattern with another person in another relationship who is toxic and same. Life keeps presenting the same challenge in different forms until your consciousness evolves. If someone never learns self-worth, what will happen? They may repeatedly attract people who disrespect them. That's why I always tell you people that self-worth, self-esteem is so important in life. Because when you don't respect yourself, do not expect others to respect you. Similarly, if someone refuses to heal abandonment wounds, for example, they may constantly fear rejection. They'll keep on people pleasing, chasing people. That is because you're abandoning yourself. You're not trying to heal that abandonment wound which is deep within you. So if you have such abandonment wounds, no matter how much you chase people or situation, it's not going to align with you. again, if someone abuses power, for example, what will happen? Life may eventually place them in situations where they experience powerlessness because the universe gave them power and they did not know what to do with it, instead abused it. So what will happen? The universe will pull them down, drag them down, where they experience helplessness, powerlessness. And this is not a revenge from the universe, but understanding. Because karma is ultimately about awareness. And the universe is the best teacher and teaches you through repetition. And repetition, it will continue until your transformation occurs. So now let's understand what are the stages of a karmic cycle. There are 4 stages of a karmic cycle and we will be discussing here in this episode. The stage 1 is the trigger stage. The trigger stage. Every karmic cycle begins with a trigger. No matter you are in a twin flame journey or you are in a normal spiritual journey. A person enters your life, a painful event happens, or an emotional wound gets activated. This trigger exposes something that is unresolved within you. And most people, they don't recognize this stage. They blame others instead of observing themselves. They say that the other person was not good, that's why this happened with me. They say that this situation, I was not supposed to be in this situation, but because of them, I was included as a part of this situation and I had to go through such painful events. So they start blaming, they play the blame game. But they don't understand that trigger is the doorway. Doorway to what? To your transformation. To stepping into good karmas. Means from bad karmas to good karmas. Now there is a difference between good and bad karmas also. Now stage 2, reaction. The second stage is reaction. This is where unconscious behavior takes over. You react from old wounds, old conditioning, old pain, right? This is why the karmic cycle feels automatic. Because they operate through unconscious patterns. And unconscious people repeat unconscious behavior again and again. Because if you are conscious, you have awareness, you will never repeat that cycle or that pattern or that behavior again and again. So when your unconscious behavior takes over, then that cycle will keep on repeating. The third stage is awareness. This is the most important stage and this is the turning point. Why? Because the moment you stop asking yourself that why is this happening to me? Why only me? Instead of asking that, you begin asking that why is this, what is this trying to teach me? What is this event, situation or person trying to teach me? That single shift, that single question changes everything. Because awareness weakens karmic repetition. The moment you become conscious of the pattern, you begin stepping outside of it because you understand that this pattern is healthy and this pattern is not healthy. I was doing so and so over the years which is unhealthy. I need to break that and start from scratch and adapt to a pattern that is healthy. So when you do that, when you come into awareness, you weaken your karmic repetition. Fourthly, liberation. This is when the lesson is integrated, not intellectually, emotionally, energetically or spiritually, but you no longer react the same way. What bothered you years and months ago, your reaction to that completely changes. You no longer attract the same chaos, same kind of people, because you understand, you have drawn boundaries, you have understand your value, and you know that if I repeat this pattern, I am going to attract the same kind of situation or people in my life. And you no longer need the lesson repeated because you have learned it. And that is where the cycle ends. And when one cycle ends, the next cycle begins, next lesson begins. Because we as human beings in this physical body, in this physical vessel, our evolution will never stop. The karmic cycles will never stop. Even if you are in the 3D or leave this dimension and go into the 5D, your karmic cycles will never end. So now let's understand, karmic relationships. Everybody they talk about right nowadays, it's very much trending. Karmic relationship, he's my karmic, she's my karmic, that person is my karmic, my parents are my karmic. People they talk a lot, and it's very easy to blame that he is karmic, she is karmic, that person is karmic. But remember, even you are karmic in someone's life. No matter you are a twin, no matter you are a spiritually evolved soul, even you are karmic in someone's life. You were karmic before you evolved. You were a karmic lesson for someone. So karmic relations are connections that trigger deep emotional transformation. And when it comes to love relationships, these karmic relationships, they feel magnetic. How? Intense attraction, intense familiarity, extreme highs and lows, and you enjoy that highs and lows. Though it's triggering, it's painful, but you enjoy that high and low. You feel addicted to that high and low, even though it's toxic. But as we all know, the karmic relationships are not always meant to last. Many exist to teach painful but necessary lessons. Sometimes they reveal your wounds, they force your growth, they completely destroy the version of you that you can no longer continue. And that's why karmic connection can feel addictive. The person is toxic, but I love him. That woman is toxic, but I'm so deeply in love with that woman. Oh my God, I cannot imagine my life without her. It's so addictive, it's like a drug. It gives you pain, you enjoy the highs and the lows and the love bombing, then ghosting, yet you enjoy it. Why? Because it's karmic. Because they activate that unresolved emotional energy within you. But here the main danger is what? The main danger here is many people they confuse karmic intensity with soul connection, which is trending nowadays. This karmic intensity which they feel, they think it's a twin flame journey, soulmate journey. They have started giving that taglines. But intensity is not always love. Sometimes intensity is unresolved trauma seeking attention and resolution. So real growth begins when you stop chasing emotional chaos and start choosing your conscious peace, conscious space, conscious boundary. So now let's understand that how does the karma affect your mind? Modern psychology actually mirrors many karmic principles because your brain forms neural pathways based on repetition. Like I told you, when you enjoy the highs and lows in a relationship, even though it's a toxic, you enjoy that pattern. In the same way, your brain forms neural pathways based on repetition. It enjoys that repetition, that okay, I'm fine with it. It's easier for me. This is my comfort zone. I'm enjoying it. Leave it. I don't want to change the pattern. Let it be. I'm comfortable with it. I don't want to change. You enjoy. Your brain also starts accepting it. And the more you repeat a thought, emotion or behavior, the stronger that pattern becomes. And when that pattern becomes stronger, you start enjoying and finding peace and comfort in that uncomfortable pattern. So this means that karma is not just spiritual, it's psychological also. Because emotional pain, when it is repeated for too long, it becomes identity. Similarly, like I told you, when you enjoy the highs and lows or a certain pattern which you know is toxic for you, which you know you have to come out from, yet you enjoy it because it feels too comfortable, and the change in pattern or dynamic or situation is uncomfortable, so you don't want to come out of your comfort zone. That's why people unconsciously sabotage themselves. They're supposed to be in the better and best situations, events, relationships, yet they sabotage it because the past relationship or the past situation or family dynamic or work dynamic is too comfortable. They don't want to come out from it. And the mind becomes addicted to familiarity. even painful familiarity. What I told you, they start enjoying. You're addicted because it's comfortable, it's fine, no changes required. You don't have to go through any pain. You have to go through that pain, but that is toxic pain and you're enjoying it. And the pain which you have to go through when you shift from a toxic dynamic to a healthy dynamic, it requires change, right? So you will not like that change because that is uncomfortable. It requires too much effort and energy. And why this happens? This happens because the ego prefers known suffering over unknown transformation. It is so used to that suffering that it's fine, I'm fine sitting in this situation. I'm happy even though you are not happy. But you don't want to step into the unknown transformation knowing that it will lead you to better places, better people, better relationships. Breaking karmic cycle, it requires rewiring both consciousness and behavior. It's not just behavior, it's your consciousness also. Which is why healing feels uncomfortable. That's why people, they don't want to come out of the karmic cycles easily. Until and unless the universe, when it doesn't get any other way, it has to drag you out from there. And it feels uncomfortable because you're literally dismantling an old version of yourself. That old version feels comfortable, but you don't know that the new version is a more, high frequency version of you. But you don't want to go there because the old version is too comfortable. I like it. I love him. He's toxic, but I love him. I love my work. I'm getting paid this much. It's okay. I'm fine. You don't want to dream beyond that. You don't want to go beyond that. So, now I'll tell you some of the signs that you are stuck in a karmic loop. Okay? Firstly, the same situations, it keeps on repeating. Different people but same lesson. Like I told you. Name is different, nationality is different, that person looks different, but his behavior or her behavior is the same. Same toxic behavior like you had in your past relationship. So you'll be wondering that why do I attract the same kind of people in my life? It's true. Even I had this feeling. I used to, at one moment in my life, I started attracting emotionally unavailable men. And I used to wonder that what is wrong with me? Why am I attracting such people? They look different, but the behavior is the same, the pattern is same. Then I understood, okay, something is wrong with me. That's why I am attracting same kind of people who are not emotionally available. That means I was not available for myself. I was not in self-love. Had I been in self-love, I would have never attracted such kind of people who were emotionally unavailable. Secondly, you feel emotionally triggered constantly. Certain situations create reactions far stronger than they should. You feel emotionally triggered. Even minor inconvenience irritates you. You feel triggered. If someone says something, oh my god, I'm the victim, so sad for me. Thirdly, you keep ignoring your intuition. Deep down you know something is wrong. Like I told you, you know you have to shift from the old you to the new you, but you don't want to. But you'll continue. I love him. She loves me. Wonderful relationship. It's okay. It's okay if it's toxic. At least I don't have to, move into a new me or move into a relationship with an unknown person. That feeling of unknown, being in unknown, is what scares you. And though you know that something is wrong, you still continue. You continue being the way you are. Fourthly, you feel drained instead of evolved. Karmic cycles become exhausting when awareness is resisted. That's why I told you, when you resist your karmic cycle, when you don't want to come out from it, the universe will push you and create such events in your life where you are bound to come out from such relationships, such events, such situations. You fear letting go because a part of your identity is attached to the cycle itself. You like the old you, but you don't want to know what the new you has. What the new and the highest version of you has. You don't want to know that because you're too comfortable being in the old you. So you fear letting go. And the painful truth is what you know. Some people, they repeat the same karmic lessons their entire life. Not because they are cursed. I have generational curse. My lineage is cursed. No, darling, you're not cursed. You keep on repeating the same karmic lessons because of you only. You are not taking the conscious decision. You want to be there. You want to be in a toxic relationship. You want to, tolerate nonsense. They never become conscious enough to change. And even if they have consciousness, they don't want to change. Actions. No actions. Just understanding. What will understanding do if you don't, make actions? You don't have actions. You don't put it into actions. No use. You'll be stuck in that loop your entire life. So how do you break free from a karmic cycle? People, they say, let's break free from karmic cycle. How will you break free? Observe your patterns honestly. That why it keeps repeating. Which emotions, dominates your life. And what kind of people you constantly attract. Like I did in my time. Like, I was attracting these emotionally unavailable men. And I was so fed up. I was literally fed up. I was like, why? Then I understood that the problem is not the people. The problem is me. I did not have healthy boundaries. I did not respect myself enough to understand that I deserve a good, healthy relationship where my man is emotionally available, because I was not available for myself. So awareness is the beginning of freedom. When you're awareness, when you observe your pattern, you know that, okay, doing this will attract this kind of people, or doing this will attract this kind of dynamic. When you understand that, you start working on it. Secondly, stop blaming everyone else. Don't play the victim card. That does not mean that others are innocent. Of course, they have also played their part in being a karmic. But karmic growth begins when you reclaim responsibility, when you take accountability for your energy, for your choices, for your healing, for your boundaries. So stop blaming people. Oh, because of him I'm stuck in this. Because of him my life is miserable. No, it's not. It's miserable because you made it. You decided to be in that miserable situation and you did not want to come out from there. So stop blaming people. Thirdly, heal the root wound. Most karmic cycles, they originate from unhealed pain. So until that wound is healed, the cycle will keep on continuing. Change your responses. You cannot control every situation, but at least you can control your reaction to that situation, right? And changing your reaction changes your karma. That's power. If you are intimidated or getting mad in small minor inconveniences, you have to change your reaction. If someone is making you mad, testing your patience, you should learn how to gain control. Control means not controlling that person. Gaining control over your emotions, that you are patient enough, so much patience that those situations or people does not affect you anymore. And that is how your reaction changes your karma. Letting go. Sometimes karma ends when attachment ends. Not every battle needs to continue. Relationship needs closure, or not every lesson requires suffering. Some doors only open after you stop knocking on those closed doors. Stop being attached to things and people and situations. Just let it go. If it's not for your own highest good, just let it go. It's that simple. Why are you clinging on to it like a kangaroo? It's not required. So now, let's understand, like I told you, about the good and the bad karma. The bad karma is the situation where you are not aware and conscious about your behavior, about the other person's behavior and the patterns, and you keep repeating that because you had no knowledge about it. And whereas good karma is understanding, coming out of such patterns and not repeating them again and again, and collecting your good coins. That is good karma. By doing good to people, by being kind, by being patient, by not reacting immediately to things and situations which made you angry previously. That is good karma. So we carry on the past baggage karmas from our past life to this life. And it is our duty, when we have come into awareness, to change that karma into good coins, good karma, so that you can transform and your soul get the opportunity to ascend. Because being in a low vibration, doing bad karmas or attracting bad karmas will never let your soul ascend. But when you come into understanding and you work on it, and you know that from today onwards that I'm going to follow this to have good karma, that is the time when your soul starts healing and ascending. So, the deepest truth about karma is that life is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Every experience is shaping your consciousness, and every challenge is inviting growth. Every cycle is asking one question, that will you remain unconscious or will you evolve? Because karma is not your enemy, it is your biggest teacher. Remember that. Karma is your biggest teacher. And the moment you become aware of the lesson, the cycle begins to lose its power over you, because you are balanced, you are understanding of the karmic cycle, and you're not repeating them again and again. So, this karmic cycle is a very important part in any twin flame journey, spiritual journey. You are an ascended soul, ascended master listening to me. We have to collect good coins. Then only we can move further and ascend. So I hope you like this episode on karmic cycles. If you like this episode, please like, share and subscribe. Please support my channel. Thank you for all the subscribers, for all the lovely comments, likes. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for being a part of my soul family. For any kind of personal guidance, you can WhatsApp or email me. My contact details have been given in the description box and mentioned in the video as well. I provide a 10 to 15 demo session before booking any counseling or guidance sessions. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again in another episode.